So if you saw my last video, it's basically just me and an AI agent going back and forth the whole time. And my wife watches it, and she just kind of looks over at me and goes, I don't even know what an AI agent is. Maybe give the people the basics first. So that's what this is. And here's the secret. All of it runs on like 15 words. That's it, 15. People act like it's a whole language. It's a grocery list. Let's knock it out. Okay, so generative AI. This one's exactly what it sounds like. It's AI that makes new stuff for you. Text, images, working code, and now even real video. Whatever you ask for, it generates it. That's the name. And underneath all of it, there's a model. That's the engine. And a model isn't a robot. And it isn't a website. It's honestly closer to a file. A giant file full of numbers, billions of them, and every number is a tiny dial. Set them one way, you get gibberish. Set them just right, the thing can talk to you. There are a lot of these files now. New ones ship every month, some big and brilliant and slow, some small and quick. But that's the picture. A model is a file full of tuned dials. So when you hear LLM, that's just short for large language model. Large, because of all those dials. Language, because it runs on words, reading them, writing them, and model. That's the file we just talked about. It's the kind everyone actually means when they say AI. Gemini's one, GPT's one, Claude's one, and there are plenty of others. Training is how the dials get set, and it's really two phases. First, there's pre-training, where the model plays one game, guess the next word, over more text than any of us could read in 1,000 lifetimes. And to keep winning that game, it has to pick up grammar and facts and how ideas hang together. Then fine-tuning comes after, where actual people rate its answers, and it learns to follow instructions, be helpful, and stay out of trouble. Context window is the memory one. So picture one chat, everything you've typed, the files you dropped in, the whole back and forth. The window is how much of that it can hold in its head at once. And it's a real limit. Every model has one, some way bigger than others. When it forgets what you told it earlier, that's you finding the edge of the window. Knowledge cutoff is the idea that the model stopped reading at some point. Everything it knows on its own ends at that date. So you ask it about last week, and it genuinely doesn't know, unless it goes out and searches for it. And then hallucination. This is the one people ask me about the most. So the thing is built to write whatever's most plausible, based on everything it learned. And plausible and true line up most of the time, but not always. When they don't, it says the wrong thing in the same confident voice. It says everything else, it doesn't blush. So anything that actually matters, you go check it. Thinking models are the newer ones that actually spend time working the problem before they answer you. And you can usually watch the steps go by. That's why some answers take like 30 seconds now. It's in there showing its work. And temperature, that's a dial for how random it gets. Turn it down and it picks the safe, likely words. Turn it up and it takes more chances, gets creative, gets a little weird. You'll probably never touch it, but at least now you know what people mean. Okay, round two. These are the talking to it words. So a prompt is just whatever you give the model. The thing you type into the chat, plus anything you attach, docs, photos, all of it, that's the input and that's the word. Prompt engineering is writing prompts on purpose, so giving it real context like what you're doing and what you actually want back. It sounds fancy and it's mostly just being clear with the thing. Few shot is where you show it 2 or 3 examples of what you want before you ask for anything. The model picks up the pattern from your examples and follows it, and 2 good examples beat 3 paragraphs of explaining pretty much every time. Persona is telling it who to be. So like talk to me like a UX expert or explain this like a patient teacher. It changes the whole answer because you've changed what kind of response counts as plausible. And chain of thought is asking it to walk through the steps out loud before it gives you the answer. Complex stuff comes out way better that way because it can catch its own mistakes midstream. The thinking models were trained to do this on their own, and this is you asking for it by hand. Okay, last round. The words from that video I posted, the one that started all this. Oh, and earlier I said 15. I lied. There's a bonus 3 in this round, so we're walking out with 18. So RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, which is a terrible name for a really simple idea. You connect the model to your actual files, and when you ask something, it goes and pulls the relevant pieces and reads those before answering. So the answer comes from your stuff, and it makes way less up. Gemini Notebook is pretty much this idea turned into a product. An agent is a model you've given tools and permission to use them, so it can actually go do things for you, like find me a flight to Denver and put it on my calendar. It searches, it picks one, it adds the event, and then it comes back and shows you what it did. That's an agent. You hand it a job and it works the job. A workflow is just a chain of those steps that you set up once and keep reusing. It's the recipe, basically. And then agentic coding, the one that still gets me. It's agents writing software. You describe what you want in English and it plans it out, writes the code, runs it, fixes whatever broke, and shows you the result. Your half of the job is describing it well and then checking what came back. That's what I was doing in anti-gravity in that video. And you really don't need to be a programmer anymore, which 2 years ago I would not have believed. So yeah, that's most of it. Those are the words you're likely going to continue to keep running into. And if this video helped, you can thank my wife. If I missed a word, drop it in the comments or just shoot me a DM. I'm happy to answer. See you in the next one.